Max, slightly trickier day today. How did that session run for you?
Yeah, I think everything was going quite well. I think the pace was good, but in Q3 on the first run on the soft, I had a big moment in 5, 6, and then because of that the tires are really hot, and then I also had a moment in 7. So on the peak lap with the most grip, we had a terrible sector 2, so that was not fantastic. But then, I mean, we managed to do another lap, which not many other people seem to be able to pull out. So I think the pace is good. Just a bit unfortunate to be P3. But again, I mean, with this heat and how the tires are behaving, I think it's not going to be a straightforward sprint. You know, some tracks you can just set off and it's fine. Here, maybe a bit of time management comes into play. So there's still all to fight for.
I was going to say, you feel still very much in the mix, even though Ferrari still looked pretty good over one lap.
Yeah, it was just my first lap in Q3, where the fastest lap normally has to happen. I had a terrible middle sector, so that explains a bit the gap. But I'm not worried. I think in the race we can fight.
George, that was far better today. It looked like it was better anyway.
Yeah, I mean, mixed feelings. Firstly, very happy with the job in qualifying. I think P4 is exceeding our expectations. But when I got back into the pit lane, I was like, bugger. You know, it's still made that mistake yesterday, and it showed what was probably possible. But you know, you can't always be on your A game, and it was so close yesterday. But it's an interesting one. We always seem to get better as qualifying progresses. We always sort of come into our own come Q3 and as the weekend progresses. So there's something to learn there. Anyway, we've got the race this afternoon, P4, see what we can do.
I guess this format doesn't really lend itself to that kind of strategy, does it?
No, not really, not really. I mean, we don't purposefully make the car in that way that it keeps seemingly getting better. We've got some ideas why that may be. But as I said, I'm pleased that we sort of turned it around today, or let's say probably I improved my driving, because obviously the car stays the same from yesterday. So that's one thing. So we'll just go out and try and maximise the rest of the weekend.
And do you like the format? It looked fast and furious out there.
Yeah, I'm obviously last night I was a bit annoyed with everything, but I think having action every single day is quite exciting. I hope it doesn't dilute the excitement for a Sunday for the fans. For us, it's obviously fun because you're driving flat out more often. But I think we need to listen to what the people at home think, and ultimately, we're here to put on the show for them.
Well, Nick, same position as yesterday, but at least the car is in one piece and you're doing okay. Talk me through that qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, there was a huge track reset, and clearly started the session. We were lacking a lot of grip, like I think everyone else was commenting on, and tires were far from ready, and just didn't quite got the chance to really go for it. My first lap was a kind of warm-up lap, and then I went straight at turn 3, which was I already took a lot of margin, but the track was just very green, and my last lap I never got to do.
How challenging was it to go in, so not just an unknown format, a condensed intense format, but also a medium tyre, which you've had such limited running on?
Yeah, and on top of that, the track reset, like you could clearly visibly see all the dust on track, which didn't help. And if you start where you end yesterday, then it's much more straightforward, but you kind of got to adapt to new circumstances again in a very short period of time.
What's possible in the sprint race?
Well, the package has been good, so we'll try to use that to go forward, and hopefully there will be a little bit of action ahead of us to capitalize on.
Kevin, it looked a little bit better today, but still not quite enough to get into Q3. Just sum up your session for me.
Yeah, it was better today. Had no issues on the car, so we could run smoothly. So just didn't quite nail my best lap. Wasn't too bad, but I think there was a lot of risk of putting your lap towards the end because of red flags and stuff like that, but also there was a lot of track evolution. So it is what it is. I think we're in the race, can do something from there.
In Q1 it looked fast and frantic, it looked like very busy out there. It was quite exciting to watch. What was it like from inside the cockpit?
Yeah, for me it seemed like a normal qualifying. A lot of people wanting to come out quickly of the pits, queuing up at the end of the pit lane and stuff like that, but pretty smooth.
Fernando, P8 for you, and DRS issues, it seems, continue to plague the cars. Just talk me through your qualifying session.
Yeah, tricky. Obviously, for everybody, you know, when you go first time in the car on Saturday, you go directly into Q1, so that was a challenge. But I think everything was fine. As you said, some issues still with DRS in our car, but yeah, it was tricky to warm up the tires. To be honest, that was the biggest factor today for our low performance. But yeah, the race is long, especially tomorrow's race. A lot of things normally happen here in Baku, so yeah, still confidence of scoring many points.
How confident are you the DRS issues will be fixed before the sprint race?
We will try our best, but you have 2 more attempts, one in the sprint race, one for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm sure the mechanics, they are investigating a little bit more, and hopefully we fix it.
I know you were excited for this format and for the challenges it poses. Has it lived up to your expectations?
I think Baku, maybe it is already quite a challenging circuit, so we add maybe too many things into one weekend. For sure there is potential on this format. I don't know if in a normal circuit will be even more spectacular. Here in Baku I think we need to drive 90% because we know that there are a lot of sessions coming next to each other. So yeah, I think the fans will give their view, and that's the most important thing. We are here to improve the show, so let's see.